welcome to Hoot Designs. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. We are trying to get our setup so that you can see the full picture of this gorgeous piece. So bear with us just a second because it is a big design. It is 22 by 18 or 22 by 16. So it is a gorgeous piece, but it's a big one. So it took us a little bit of figuring things out to make sure that it was the right way for you to be able to see the full design. So thank you. Thanks for spending a little of your Friday evening with me. I hope you had a fabulous week, and I hope you're going to have a great weekend. So if you are new around here, I'm Jennifer. I'm the owner of Hoot Designs, and I'm going to show you a really pretty geo design tonight. And if you see the live button up in the corner, that means I'm live in the comments. If you happen to be catching me on replay, no worries. Leave me a message, and any questions, just let me know you popped in. I'll be grateful to know that you joined us for the evening. So this is a layered design, and it has a lot of moving pieces. And it's on a gorgeous frame. So I want to make sure that I do it justice in showing you each and every part, but I'm going to kind of show you the layout first. Excuse me. So the geode shape is in the back, and then it has these beautiful little twigs over here that we're going to do in a couple colors. So that's where that's going to go. I'm going to set this aside just so you can see the design. And then it says Our Adventure, and then it has an established date, and then our adventure started in 1989. Oh, it was so long ago, I have to remember. So I'm going to put that date down here on the bottom in this little area here. So as I unpack this design, you can see the geode shape itself. So there you have it. And it is a really pretty design. You know what, I'm going to move it up just a smidge because I see that it's on the frame there. But you can see how beautiful this design is going to be. I'm going to do it in a gold, and it will be stunning. It's a gorgeous piece. And the geometric shapes are really trending right now. So it's a piece that is going to look very high-end and be gorgeous for you. So I'm just smoothing it out, making sure this is a pretty fine line design. So I'm going to make sure those lines are really laid down nice and smooth. Okay? All right, and I am not going to be able to look at comments for you, unfortunately, because I'm in this weird angle, but if you leave me a comment, I'll try to catch them over here on my computer as we go along. Okay? All right, so there's the design, and I'm going to use gold for that because I think it'll be really striking. So let me mix that up, and please do let me know if you stop in and what you got planned for the weekend. We are going to have a little bit of fixing up. We got to go out in the yard today. It was a gorgeous day here in Michigan, so the kids and I got to go place those bird feeders out in the yard and do a little bit of trimming to a couple bushes that are going to come out this year. So that was a fun time. Getting a few things out. Oh, it feels so good to get out in that yard and do some things, I tell you. All right, so we're going to just take that gold and smooth it along our design. Just like so. This is the shimmer gold, so it tends to be a little bit on the thin side. So know that when you're playing with it. I think this will be really striking, and it'll be very friendly to any design, any home, right? It's not going to be, you know, a color scheme that's going to be blend well with just about any decor. So I like that about this particular design. Go. Remember, these transfers are reusable and they come ready to go, so that's a nice thing. So if you haven't played with them yet, I encourage you to hop up to my shop and get something to play with and see how wonderful this product is. We also have some mini bundles over in our VIP group. So, you know, if you're interested in that, let me know and I can hook you up with a little mini bundle to give it a try. Okay, that looks good. You just, with the shimmer paste, you do want to make sure it's blended pretty evenly. Our other paste will dry and you won't have too much difficulty, but with the shimmer paste, I always take my larger squeegee over the entire thing because I want to make sure that it really smooths that glitter that's in that paste. So let's go ahead and pull it up, see where we're at. We're going to pull it up slowly so that in case we need to put some more down, like I already see, that we have that opportunity. If I yank it off there, you know, then it's going to take me some time to let it dry and, you know, work with it again. So we're going to take it up nice and slow. This is a really fine line design, so you just need to be patient. Put it down, pick it back up. Put it down, pick it back up. Get that full coverage. Just a little tiny bit right here. Nice. Oh, 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 don't smear me there. Try not to get my head in your picture. And if for some reason you get a little bit of crossover, which I do see I got a little bit of a crossover when I laid it back down, we'll just clean it up. That's no problem. Might have been helpful, oh goodness, I got a bunch of crossover. Might have been helpful to have two hands with this particular one. All right, pretty good job. We're going to set that aside and let's do a little bit of cleanup. Again, that is a huge transfer, so it does take, maybe it would have been better to have a couple set of extra hands with me so that I didn't lay it back down. But it's chalk, it'll come right off, and I'll show you how to clean it up. No problem, but look how pretty it is. It is a gorgeous design. I love it. And that striking kind of undertone of that gold will look gorgeous once we get the rest of the design on there. Okay? So let's get something to clean this up a little bit. Let's get a little bit of a Q-tip. Sometimes it's easier to dry it first, and sometimes it's easier to do it while it's still wet. So we're going to give it a little shot here and clean this guy up a little bit. So I'm just going to take my Q-tip, run it along here where I laid it down. And the reason I got this, it's my own fault, you guys. It has nothing to do with the transfer. I laid it back down and picked up a little bit of the paste. So I just need to clean it up. And that's a good thing to remember, that even though I've been doing this, you know, quite some time, and we all still have, you know, a little bit here and there that we need to clean up when the design is this big particularly. So you just want to be real cautious, go really close to where the actual shape was, and you can see there that it's cleaning up perfectly. Sometimes it helps to get a cute toothpick as well. And I think I have one down here. I'll grab that in a second. That is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll get it cleaned up. It's real time, guys. This stuff happens. There's no magic behind the scenes. Sometimes we need to do what we need to do to get that design the way we want it. Usually I don't have difficulty, I'll be honest, with any kind of cleanup like this. It simply is because I needed an extra hand when I pulled it off. Had I had that, you know, we wouldn't have had that problem of sticking it back onto itself. All right, let me grab a toothpick so I can clean that a little bit up there. And then we'll give it a dry, and we'll get some of the design actually going on it. So again, you could probably wait till this is dry, and you might be able to get just as good a result. We're just going to clean that little guy up right there. Clean this little guy up right here. This is a reusable surface, so no worries if you even made a bigger mistake that isn't able to get cleaned up as easily as this one. You know, we could have just washed it off, started over again, and we would have been fine. Okay, let's see what we got. Just a tiny little bit over here. I am a bit of a perfectionist, you guys. So make sure that gets perfect. Oh, it looks so good. Very, very nice. Okay. You can still see me in the screen here. This guy is so big, it's unbelievable. It is probably one of the biggest surface actually that I've worked on. I have a big farm or a big garden sign that I did that's a little bit larger than this, other than of course the porch signs that we do. But all right, there you have it. See how easy it was to clean up? No stress. You know, we can get things done. That'll dry, and you know, you won't even be able to tell. I am going to give it a little quick dry so that we can lay the other transfers on top. Let's go with our next part of our design. I think I'm in there. Ooh, this is wet. Let's get a different one. There we go. All right, so I think this will go perfectly right up here in the corner. We're going to do this in, there we go. We're going to do this in, what color? White. Let me see, I gotta grab it, it's way up here. I'll grab these down here so I can actually reach them. All right, so let's do our adventure in white. See how that looks. I think it's gonna complement and it's gonna pop really well. So that's my hope. That color will just kind of jump out from that black background. That'll be perfect. There we go. Perfect. How'd it go? Nice. Perfect. Look how pretty. Oh, that's just gorgeous. I love it. It's like I said, it's going to give a nice depth right there, and you're going to be able to see it nice and clear. I love it. Okay, So let's dry that again before we put our next piece on so that we don't smudge it. Okay, so our adventure, and then we're going to put established on there. Also, the established and the numbers are all going to be in white. So, and I'm going to be pretty liberal with fuzzing so that I don't accidentally pick up this words that we just put down. Usually, I'll be honest, I would probably give it a little bit of time so that we don't, I wonder how that spacing looks. Let's see. I'd give it a little bit more time so that, you know, it has a great deal of time to dry and we don't accidentally smudge it. But because we're live, we need to make sure that, you know, we don't give it too much time. But I would probably let it dry a little bit longer under normal circumstances. It'll be fine. You just need to be a little cautious. I'm holding up the transfer so that it doesn't lay down. They're sticky back. So if I just lay that down, it's gonna pick up the other paste, right? Because I just laid it down. This is a little bit, there we go. And I'm taking it off slowly just to make sure that my words came out nice and clear. Don't have to put it back on there. I love it. Okay, very nice. I love it. I have a little piece of fuzz. Oh no. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and do the numbers. And again, I'm going to put some liberal amount of fuzz on these. Make sure that we don't stick. All right, let's look at spacing. So we're going to go 19. 89, and I wonder how, I think I'm going to go just like this. I think that'll be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly spaced. I mean, if you're a real stickler and you want to get out the, you know, the ruler and all that, I personally think there's some beauty in imperfection. I really do. So we're going to go 1, make sure my numbers are in the right order, 19, 80. Can you believe it? We have been married a long time. We are very fortunate. We are so grateful and very fortunate to have been married as long as we have. Okay, so you saw there that I picked up the 9 and replaced it without washing it. So you can do that a couple times if you're, you know, doing the transfers over and over again like that. You don't need to necessarily wash it in between. You know, if it's a really large transfer or this thin transfer like the geode, I certainly would not do that one again without washing in between. But with the number, you can see it came out really clear. Look how pretty. I love it. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and dry again. The chalk dries really quickly, so it's not a matter of the chalk needing to be dried. It's honestly just so that I don't do something silly and run my hand through it or accidentally, you know, put my elbow in it. I have done it before, and then I need to start all over again. So, so that's why we dry in between like that. So let's go ahead and get the flowers that we're going to put over here. And again, we're going to really get some nice fuzz on the back of this. Pick up some lint so that when we lay it over here, let's see how that's going to look. How shall we do this? let's see. Ha! We got a little guy going for a hitchhike there. All right, so let's see, maybe like this. And we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do it in a mix of pink. So, and then we have this other little sprig here that I think I'm gonna add in as well. So let's do a mix. Let's do one strand in this really pretty, this is one of our pretty colors, it's the Currant Jam. So we're gonna do that one on maybe the far one. Yeah, let's do, this is gonna blend, but let's go ahead and do this side. It is a very striking color, so it's quite dominant. So if you're not wanting a lot of that color, you know, you're gonna wanna be cautious with it. That. Perfect. And then, as always, we need to have some peony. Life is good when there's a little bit of that peony in it. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to make this down here a little bit on the heavy side. And then we're just going to pick up some of that from down below and blend this color up here. Okay, so you can see that it'll just have a little bit of the hint of that color in there. Again, it can be dominant, so be cautious with that. Okay, let's see how it came out. Nice. Oh, really pretty, really pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so let's try again so that we can place this other little sprig right here. Okay, one thing I haven't mentioned in quite some time, actually, is when you're using the hair dryer, make sure the surface comes back to room temperature, because me putting my hands here, it's still warm. So when I put the paste on and it's too warm, it will bleed a little bit. So I want to make sure I give it just, you know, that 10-15 seconds that I just gave it to bring it back to room temperature. Usually by the time you're done getting a little fuzz on there, you know, you're back to where you need to be. Okay, let's see. How about right here? What do we think? I'm gonna put that strand going back into where the strand was before, just so it looks more natural, as if it was, you know, an actual branch. They're branching off of one another. Well, if I can get it lined up. There we go. It's been a little bit of a stinker. There we go. How about that? I think that'll look nice right there. Okay, and that one, let's see. I think I'm going to stay with the pink because I think the pink is quite pretty. We'll just go like that. Get that. Uh-oh, got a little bubble right there. Let's see how we did. I'm going to put a little bit of a darker tone right here. All right. How we did. Yeah, I like it. Very nice. Okay, and it just kind of overlaps and gives it some dimension, right? The overlay gives it the dimension that you're looking for so it doesn't look so flat. And there you have it. Super easy, super fun, and really a classic, very clean design that you could give for a gift. You could use it for an anniversary for a business, you know, and established for a business. You can mix and match this transfer so many different ways and you know, just use this part on a pillow, use the whole thing on a pillow. There's just so many possibilities with this particular transfer. It is a little outside my normal decor design, so I really appreciated it kind of challenging me a little bit to make it be something very, I think, modern, but very classy as well. So I hope you enjoyed this design. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I'll see you again on Monday. Thanks for visiting Have a Hoot Designs. Talk to you soon.